This was an article released by American Intelligence Media, and I don't know if some of you read it. This is a very, very long article basically talking about there's this anonymous document that supposedly came from Mark Zuckerberg's lover saying that social media is funded by DARPA, and this ties back into the link with a QAnon a QAnon post as well that I'll show in a bit. But basically, Facebook has always been controlled by the government through the people who were at Harvard directing Mark. So Mark Zuckerberg is basically, summarizing this whole article, you got this lover who's close to Mark Zuckerberg, basically saying that he is there's nothing there. He's like a zombie. And you can see that when he's getting interviewed by Congress. Like, people put like the memes up where he's looking like Data from Star Trek. There's nothing there. Getting into how he was broken down as a younger version of himself, getting, of course, acclimated to this, basically an MK Ultra scenario. Start him young, do what you need to do to get him there, and that's why his mind is so blank. A lot of them are saying that his he can't even code worth a damn. They say try to get him to code something, he can't do it. LifeLog. Okay, now I want to talk about the LifeLog project because the Pentagon had their own social media thing that they were going to launch. It was called LifeLog. So this article here was from Wired magazine. Pentagon kills LifeLog project. So run by DARPA, the Defense Department research arm, LifeLog aimed to gather in a single place just about everything an individual says, sees, or does. The phone calls made, the TV shows watched, the magazines read, the plane tickets bought, the email sent and received. Out of this seemingly endless ocean of information, computer scientists would pilot distinctive routes in the data mapping relationship memories, events, and experiences. And guess what? They killed it on 2404. When did Facebook start? 2404. And it's very interesting because when you think about it, when you put the puzzle pieces together, you get the Pentagon's coding. They basically built this LifeLog thing. They used what they had to build it. How can we sell this to the public? Okay, let's get some genius boy from Harvard that they basically use as a pawn. They placed him there, groomed him to bring this out, make it look cool. Like, oh, it's, you can get on there, you can chat with people, you can share your life, your movies, whatever you want to do. When it's all, the government works so hard to get information, but now you freely give it because it's awesome and fun. Even though it's making people more depressed than anything, when you look at the statistics, you got to get away from that stuff, folks, because your brain automatically wants to post a photo. It wants to get likes on it. And when you get, it's inflating people's egos, and it's really driving a wedge between our communities. So I have the original article here. The Pentagon kills LifeLog project. Now there's another paragraph in here I wanted to read. Researchers close to the project say they're not sure why it was dropped last month. DARPA hasn't provided an explanation for LifeLog's quiet cancellation. A change in priorities is the only rationale agency spokeswoman Jan Walker gave to Wired News. So even then, these people that were in the program were speculating that they got something better lined up. Priorities, if you will. Well, if you got an idea of how to roll this out, it was ready to go. Let's shift priorities. Yeah, in the chat, where did that go? Joe Husko says, I also heard Zuckerberg isn't his real name. It's Greenberg. That's exactly what this article says as well. Greenberg. So it's just lies after lies after lies with this stuff. Now, here's a paragraph I wanted to read out of this. Surely anyone who has ever worked with Mark knows that his mind is a blank and that he is nothing more than a parrot for the government handlers who created him. Mark is incapable of running a McDonald's, let alone one of the most powerful companies in the world. Not even his name is real, and his identity has always been covered up. Mark was chosen as a child for a CIA training program because his relatives were some of the people creating the program. That's what they do in a lot of these MK Ultra programs. The people that are running the programs will use their own children. What's his name? Andy Bishago in Project Pegasus. His dad was working on the teleportation systems. God, how long ago was that? But he used his son to teleport because they needed at the time younger living. It didn't have as bad of effect if you used a younger person. Because you have good morals, I guess. It's like, why would I use somebody else's children when I can't? I need to be able to say I can use my own child to do that to an extent. Because some of this MK Ultra stuff, it's like, that's not really good morals, but you're experimenting with stuff. So yeah, this whole Facebook thing meant to control and capture people's lives. And it's doing a hell of a job for it now. It also says that he would break down frequently due to the brainwashing and cry about his mother and the torture she let them do to him. This is a very, very deep article. Now, is it true? People are going to say this is fake news. It's definitely a hell of a long read. The thing is, it's like you can't disprove it. One of those things, you can't disprove it, so how can you really prove it too? There it is. Mark Greenberg did not write one single line of programming source code for Facebook. A lot of people say in his meetings as well is that he doesn't do much. He's just basically a head in his blank. He gets asked questions too about how did he start Facebook. This was shown in this article, and they always come with the same excuse, like, Harvard didn't have a Facebook. Wait a minute. So you're already saying the company name. Once you say Harvard didn't have a social media platform, he says Facebook. I want to play this clip. Really weird.
The magnitude of what you think you've launched, how big do you think your product or your service is?
Well, it's impossible to tell. When we first launched, we were hoping for, maybe 400, 500 people. Harvard didn't have a Facebook, so that's the gap that we were trying to fill. And now we're at 100,000 people, so who knows where we're going next. We're hoping to have many more universities by the fall, hopefully over 100 or 200.
So the idea is that he was just groomed. Doesn't even know what the hell it is. He just says, Harvard didn't have a Facebook. Now, I suppose you could take that any way. You could just say that because they were going through all these colleges and adding the Facebook to the system. But wouldn't you say Harvard didn't have a social media? I don't know. I just thought that kind of stuck out to me. And it does say that in this article every time he gets asked how he invented Facebook. Harvard didn't have a Facebook is his go-to answer on that. And of course, them using Facebook to push the leftist political agenda that they were ordered to get Hillary elected. And how do you do that? Manipulation of the votes, which the viewers see on Facebook through the ads and whatever they're getting seen. And that's why they had such a crazy hard time with it, is because there was some good memes and stuff coming back at like pro-Trump people with memes, and they couldn't take it. Mark had been told to win the country for Hillary or kill the company trying. Now, here's where the important part of this lies, because you got the presidential election coming up. They got the Democrat side. They're talking about, let's break up Facebook. It's too big, blah, 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 blah. Now, this paragraph breaks that down, why it would be a bad idea to do that. He was being told that he would get a deal with the government charges against the company and would not have to pay billions in fines. The deal would be like the government's deal with Standard Oil when they were charged with antitrust monopoly issues. They were made to break into several different companies, all of which became as big or bigger than Standard Oil itself. Splitting up the monopoly made the owners 7 times richer.
Excuse me.
Yes. So why wouldn't, if that's what the narrative they want to go with, yeah, like push that in a Democratic debate. Yeah, they got to break it up. They got to break it up. Boom. It's going to be worth even more out of control. Because he wants Facebook to be broken up instead of answering for the crimes he willingly committed. When Facebook is broken up, the new companies will have the Eric Schmidt Dragonfly social credit system built in. Now this ties in with the cryptocurrency as well, because now Facebook came out with their own cryptocurrency. Surprise, surprise, the markets are doing better in cryptocurrency. When you think about this, they probably crashed it on purpose, got it down low, got these fat cats to buy in, so now they can make more money on all this stuff. So the idea is, with the social credit, they're going to use the cryptocurrency that's called Libra, the Facebook coin Libra, to basically everybody's going to use it. And then pretty soon, if they really wanted to, they could just shut it off, change the value. And of course, who's going to, I can't believe enough people would be dumb enough to trust Facebook to, after everything they did to you, why would you trust them with your money? I mean, I already kind of want to really shut mine down, but it's hard because with the channel, and that's where people are to get a hold of you. But what do? It's crazy.